Hey, what's up? What's up? This your man Orville J. Parker, aka Coach Guys. Welcome to the vlog. All right, guys, how you guys doing today, man? How you guys doing today? Hope you guys having a blessed and a prosperous day. All right. Um, Hope you guys are recovering good from all the turkey and all the dressing and all the pumpkin pie and all that stuff that you eat. Hopefully you guys are recovering good from it. All right, no. All right, guys. So yeah, I'm just joking with you guys. Let's go ahead and let's talk about some things, man. Let's talk about some things. This is a vlog that I am starting to do that I think I'm gonna enjoy it because this is like a this is like a platform for me to get a little bit raw with you guys and just talk to you guys about the behind the scenes of building out my startup, right? And so this is going to be a place where I'm gonna come on and just share with you guys just some different ideas, man, around trying to launch a AI assisted publishing company in today's world and marketplace. And I'm gonna be talking about everything from the technology, which is AI, another software I'm using, to just different tools and things like that. And I'm gonna give you guys also the perspective of an entrepreneur and a startup founder, man, launching something like this and trying to do something like this. And it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. You guys see, I'm still trying to wake up. Still trying to wake up, man. I just got up from a nap, man. Body was tired, mind was tired. But that's a good thing because I sleep at crazy times and crazy hours. If anybody out there ever dealt with insomnia, you kind of know what I'm talking about. So you have to literally try to grab your sleep when you grab it in order to put together those 8 hours that you may need to do what you're trying to do. And so you learn how to take a lot of naps. All right, so today, guys, what's on the agenda for today? What's on the agenda for today? I got, today I'm planning on working on finishing up with the funnel. We have the sales page created. We have the opt-in page created. We have the free report created that we're going to be giving away, and we have a 20-part email sequence that we created that we're going to load into the software. So when a person opts in to the opt-in form to take advantage of the free giveaway that we're giving, that's going to be the front end of the funnel, right? When they do that, we're going to capture their first name, their last name, their email address, and then they're going to be transferred over to or redirected over to a page that's going to be what we call a VSL, a video sales letter, where I'm going to have a video that I'm going to shoot, that I'm going to be talking about the product and things like that in the video, and maybe even doing some walkthroughs, looking at the manuals. And then down throughout the page, we're going to have sales copy. But then I'm also going to take some screenshots inside some of the communities I'm involved in to show some testimonials of some different people that have been out here winning, all right, with social commerce, and so we'll put some testimonials and some social proof in there. And then we're going to redirect them to a checkout page. Now, we're going to do that. Okay, so we're gonna get all that done, and that's gonna be that beautiful funnel that we've been talking about. And the cool thing about a funnel, guys, and why you want to leverage funnels is because they give you an automated way of being able to do e-commerce, right? Once you build out your funnel, once you create the content and everything that's going to go around the funnel, then that becomes an automated system that does the heavy lifting for you. The way I look at things, I'm not going to be convincing a person to buy. I'm not going to be calling people, DM people, and doing any of that to get them to make a decision. Basically, they're going to be fed into this automated system, And then that automated system is going to do all the convincing. It's going to do all that. Okay. It's going to close the deals. It's going to deliver the product. It's going to do all that. So I don't have to mess with that. Then my focus and my part to play becomes driving traffic. All right. Driving traffic to that funnel, whether it's organic traffic from videos and content that I'm creating, or it's going to be paid traffic, which is going to be the dominant traffic source that I'm going to be focusing on for 2026. And this is going to be key. This is going to be key because at this point, as I've been looking at it, looking at everything, I'm telling myself that the part about creating the product, I feel we got that down packed. All right. I feel that we got that down packed and we're good at that. I don't feel that we've mastered it, but I feel that we're good enough. We're good enough that with experience and time, that we would just be able to really grow and develop in this area. I feel we will be able to do that, and I'm going to I'm going to work as hard as I can to make sure that we keep working on perfecting that side of what we're doing. Okay. Now, this is the thing. We spent the last year creating product. Okay. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys, keep it real with you guys. We created so much product that some of it I forget what we've created. We've lost a lot of content and a lot of product because we created it and put it into put it into certain areas on my computer that weren't secure areas in a sense. So they accidentally got deleted or lost and things like that. And so that's one of the things I'm actually trying to fix going into 2026 is to just, you know, level up in that section. And that can be done with the organization, you know, because right now I'll leave a lot of the work and the conversations and the things that we're building inside of the AI software. I don't move it from there to a more secure location until I'm starting to work on building out the products. And I think in 2026, that's not going to be something I'm gonna do. And all my stuff that I build with AI is all on top of Chat GPT. All right. So Vic, my AI assistant, and my team actually sit on top of that, right? Now, one of the things I was thinking about doing, and I had talked to Vic about this, was using the project feature inside of Chat GPT. All right. And so we could either build out everything only in projects, because when you do that, then it allows Chat GPT, aka Vic, to remember things a lot better, to pull up things a lot better. The way that I've been doing it all year is not the best way and the most efficient way to do what I'm doing, because it leaves too many variables for you to lose things, or things to get corrupt, become corrupt in a sense. And yeah, and so looking back at that, you know, I told Vic when I was talking to him about that, he told me about that. I was like, I wish you'd have told me about this earlier. It would have saved me a lot of headache, heartache, and it would have saved us a lot of productivity, because we would have been able to secure and protect a lot of the raw content that we created. Now, another thing, I was thinking about this the other day. You know, something else that saved me was that with our original courses, when we created our original courses, I ended up taking those courses and putting them in the school group. All right. I ended up putting them in the school group. Then with the other courses, I ended up uploading them to StanStore. And so I got the other courses kind of stored on there, because I created so many courses on those different platforms, and that allowed for me to take the information that we had inside of Chat GPT and get it out. and get it put in a more secure environment. So a lot of those courses I got, it was just really the ones that we started creating after we did that, which I'm not even gonna lie, guys. It was some of my best courses, right? Some of our best trainings. But the cool thing about AI, guys, is I'm gonna tell you that once you get it dialed in, and once you get your systems in place and your frameworks of how you're gonna do this, um, you can go in and now follow what I'm saying. You would never get the same exact output twice, but you can go in and recreate something. You know, we had worked hard on creating a course around what we call hidden assets. And that was just breaking down and showing people how consultants, how they go in and how they work with a small business to be able to identify hidden and dormant assets that they have already just sitting, and how to go in and identify these different, what we call lever points. Okay. And then how to take what they find and then help that business start generating more bottom line revenue and more profits using the assets that they already had. And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's say, for instance, you have a business and they've been around for any length of time, 3, 4, 5 years, and they have a customers database. And most of the time, this database would sit in the form of an email list, okay, or even a customer list. And when you talk to a lot of these small business owners, they might disclose to you that they don't do a whole lot when it comes to marketing to that database, to that list. And some of them don't market to it at all. What they do is just go about the process of getting a new customer, and they don't market to it at all. And so you will find some also that have never sent anything to that list. Okay? Or that list has been sitting dormant for so long. And so when you're looking at a hidden asset, that's one of the best places to look. Or it even could be a list that's been underused. But you can go look in that area of that business, be able to quickly identify whether that business is optimized for working with that particular asset. And if they're not, then you can create what we call reactivation campaigns. And these are different marketing campaigns that you're going to run that's going to start that relationship back between that vendor or that business and that customer. And the crazy thing is, when you go in and just start communicating with that list, all right, you'll start waking that list back up. And then if you send an offer to that list, a lot of times that's just like found money that was sitting there. You didn't have to go out and run any ads. You didn't have to create any content. You didn't have to do any of that. All you had to do was go in there and take the list. And if it's not in the proper type of software, you put it in some software where you're able to start communicating with the list and sending offers. And you literally could start finding bottom line money for a business without spending any money. Okay. And that's what you call a hidden asset. So what we did was we took and we went over and we looked at what Jay Abrams have been doing in that field for years. And we started looking at his basic strategies. Okay. And we extracted the ones that were kind of like not proprietary, if that makes sense. Okay. And then we looked at his proprietary strategies and we said, okay, well, what could we extract from these without violating or infringing on his copyright? And so we took and we grabbed some ideas, we added our own to it, made some adjustments, and we made them ours, right? And we brought that over. Okay. Then we took what we was able to gather through our research of looking at some of the best practice consultant practices from consultants that worked with in the area of growth and optimizations with a business, and we brought all that together, and we made a good course, guys. When I say this course was good, it was a banger. All right, and we worked on this course for a while, and we made it. And I didn't secure the course the right way. I didn't secure it the right way, and what happened was I ended up going in, and I was trying to clean the area of certain chat threads and things that we had did that wasn't relevant, so that way I could optimize this space, right? And I accidentally deleted the main chat thread where we had built out this course. And man, I was sick as a dog. I was sick as a dog because where we built it out at was not in the project feature of ChatGPT. It was in the chat feature. And so what happens is that ChatGPT can't go in and access or recall previous conversations like that. And so we lost a lot of that. And I still ain't learned my lesson. I'm not even gonna lie, because I'm sitting up here working on things with Vic for the last week or so, and all this stuff is sitting. I'm just trying to be careful and not mess it up. But yeah, so that's one of the things I gotta work on going into the end of the month. That's gonna be literally priority number one, is trying to, well, I'll say priority number two, because we're working on completing the sales funnel from the social commerce playbook. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, I was thinking about this for the last day or so. I am going to create a bundle, and I think that this is the best way for me to do this. I'm gonna create a bundle where I'm going to give the person version 1 and version 2 of the social commerce playbook. So our 77-page guide, and then our new what I call extended and add-on guide, where we added on the new modules to it. Excuse me, the new modules to it. And then I'm also going to give them access to launch the Content Creators Blueprint. Okay, because I was thinking about this today. We were out, and I was thinking about just the value of what we got inside of Launch the Content Creators Blueprint. And I said that if I was to add that as a bonus inside the package, right? If I was to add that as a bonus inside the package for the social commerce playbook, all right, then that would add so much more value to that package, and it would allow me to be able to get a premium price for it. So right now, what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to put together a bundle for like $149.97. And when you get that bundle from us, you're going to get both of the social commerce playbook guides, and you're going to also get launched the Content Creators Blueprint. But this is what's a little bit different also too, is that, and I'm playing with this. I'm not real sure that I'm gonna run with it like this, but I'm playing with printing out. Let me show you guys. All right. So this right here would be the equivalent of the first guide that we created, because it's a printout. It's a printed version of the social commerce playbook version 1, the 77-page guide. Then we have the new guide that we're doing, and then we have the one for launch. Now, what I'm planning on doing is I'm playing with the idea to see if it makes sense, right? I'm playing with the idea to see if it makes sense, and what would it look like for for me to offer the printed versions of all three guides. All right. So when you pay the $149.97, $149.99, you're going to get all three versions of the guides printed, shipped out to you in physical copy. Okay. Now, by doing this does a couple things. Okay. And what made me think about it, I was looking at some stuff and thinking about some stuff when with two of my mentors, when Russell Brunson, the owner of ClickFunnels and the author of the .com secrets courses, when he went in and bought the rights from Dan Kennedy of some of his major direct response marketing brands and products. And what they did was they went old school with it. Because Dan Kennedy was an old school direct response marketer, used to do a lot with emails and database marketing and things like that. And later on, in the last part of his career, he switched to the internet. But Russell had the internet on lock. And he made a decision, which was, I believe, was a smart decision. He took a lot of things that Dan was doing, even some things they were doing, and they turned it into offline products and resources. So, like when a person pays that's a part of this monthly subscription, they get access to all of Dan Kennedy's work that Russell Brunson's purchased from Dan, and they get that in physical copy, and then they get added to a subscription box that goes out once a month, where they get a physical copy of that particular newsletter that Dan used to produce. And then Russell and them, they went in and they added their part from their material and stuff, and they created this really, really good product that their customers receive by direct mail every year. That's teaching them, I mean, every month. That's teaching them different strategies and skill sets around direct mail and marketing. And so I'm like, okay, well, look, that would set us apart when it comes to these guides. We could send stuff through the mail it to the customer. So now I have an email database, and then I would have a physical address database. And the cool thing about marketing through the mail versus through the internet, you bypass and reduce the noise. All right, because when you're marketing through direct mail, you are sending communication directly to the customer outside of social media or any other environment where they have a tendency, excuse me, to get distracted or somebody else to grab their attention. And then in my case, I was thinking about it because we're going to be offered free updates for all of our guides, and I was telling myself that when we do this, even if I send out a physical product, all updates to those guides will be done digitally. So the person will have to literally go in and do like what we were going to originally do, and then they could print it out from the digital guide on their own computer. So, like if we come out with a new chapter or something like that, or a new micro guide to go with that, they go right to the secure location that we have online and just print it out, and then they can take and add that to their guides. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. So if I do that, what I've been working on is just making sure that if I'm going to roll with the physical copies they get also, then I have to get that stuff printed up. And right now, it's not a big problem because we're just launching this. We can make those here on site and on location. But now, if things get to going, okay, we might have to figure out how to outsource that to an outsource partner and have them package our guides. Now, this is another thing I was thinking about too. I was thinking about this, or it might mean that we make so many guides in advance. Like, let's say, for instance, we make like 150 of each guides. We have them in advance, and we have them here on location at the at my home office. And then whenever somebody orders a package, I just pull the 3 guides out of inventory and then throw those in a mail and ship them out to the customer. But we'll always be like 150 in advance. So even if things started rolling, we still have some room. Yeah, but that's an idea. That's an idea. Now, the other reason why this makes sense to me is because with the type of guides that I'm creating, um, I'm building out everything for us to be able to sell more to the customer later on. So this might be an upsell where we sell them a higher level product. This could be coaching. This could be a mastermind group. All right. This could be additional guides to go along with the one that we're doing. Because you got to realize we are a publishing company that has a catalog of titles. But what I'm choosing to do is instead of push all the titles at once or just push an e-commerce store and try to get customers for that, I'm choosing to pull out of my catalog one good title right now and to build a marketing campaign around that one good title and start marketing that out in the marketplace to be able to, first of all, put in place the systems and the frameworks for us to be able to do this, but then to get out there and perfect the advertisement and the marketing copy that gets a person, first of all, that captures their attention, gets them to stop the scroll, check out the information, and then buy. And as we do that and get really good at that, and we get the first product out there, which would be probably sometime mid next year, to be honest with you. While we're doing that, I'm still in the back creating new guides, just adding to that catalog, right? So when a person comes into our ecosystem and becomes a customer, they will be turned on to that catalog. We will try to connect them with that catalog so they can go to that catalog and they can purchase additional guides that may help them do what it is that they're trying to do, or it might be one of our guides that have a whole total different business model. And we're doing that in a way because we want to have this ascension ladder inside of our marketing funnel in our customer journey, right? To where they come in through this way, then they get inside of the ecosystem and they live here. We even got things set up to do a community. We already built out 2 or 3 communities, and we never released them because we didn't have the people and the customers yet. So I got those communities just sitting, and I know how to do it all. And once we get enough customers for our guides, then we'll just turn on the lights on that community where people will be able to hang out and talk and do all that kind of stuff. And then on the back end, we have this factory, right? Where we'll be creating these additional products and these upsells and stuff for our community and our customer base. So yeah. So if everything works out, man, I am going to do the physical product and the digital. Just right off the bat, go super hybrid. Now, another reason I'm doing that, and another reason is because about a couple years ago, I had a couple of products that I was marketing in the direct mail space. And as I was doing that, I did see what I knew was there all along. There is a huge abundance of customers and people who got money and willing to buy that you can reach directly through the mail. Bypass the internet whole. Don't even fool with the internet. Go directly through the mail. You can you can generate the leads. You can take them from the direct mail to an online automated system. So you run the promotion through the mail. All right, you mail to a mailing list is what they call it. Then that lead would go to a website, and that lead would go to a website, and then they would that lead would go to a website. Um, all right, that lead would go to a website, and then they would the lead would go to a website. Then they would they would interact with your copy and stuff there. So you would buy a mailing list of buyers. These are people who have already bought something in the vicinity of what it is that you're trying to sell, and then you would send out direct mail to that lead. All right, and then you would drive those leads back to an online system that you've set up that has automations and all that kind of stuff, right? And that's where you would build the relationship, close the lead, and do all that through the online system. And then, depending on what they bought, you would deliver the product electronically, digitally, and you also send it out physically. Okay. And that's a whole nother game, guys. And that's a very lucrative game because you could do some really, really cool things in stealth mode going through the direct mail. See, the problem with the internet is that when you create things online, you market online, you deliver online, you do all that, everybody can see what you're doing. But even like right now, as we sit here and talk, there are multi-million-dollar operations and entrepreneurs making six figures and seven figures and eight figures, all without doing anything on the internet. They're doing it all through direct mail. And it's a cold game because just because you are marketing through direct mail and delivering your product through direct mail doesn't mean that you don't leverage technology such as AI, automated systems, and internet and things like that. What it means is that you're not dependent on social media or the internet to be able to capture a lead, communicate to a lead, take your lead through a sales process, and deliver your product. You could do all that outside of social media and the internet. Okay, so that's really interesting. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. So we're looking at physical products. I've already got a good idea of what the cost would be to deliver every time somebody buy like a bundle like this, deliver the product to them in physical format. Now, another thing that I thought about doing was maybe having a price for digital and then a upsell price for physical. And I think that that's something I might do down the road. But for right now, what I'll do is, I think for right now, I could just play with it and say, okay, well, I'll run this route with this right now. Okay. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. Now, I have some good software, and it's software that I played with and that we worked on, me and Vic, for like 7 to 8 months. And it's then went through different names. And its current iteration of it is Dealmaker AI. Okay. And so I think that as I get ready to roll out what I'm rolling out, that I'm going to go in and start working with my software, and I'm going to have some point in that customer journey where I introduce them to my software. Okay. Now, again, I'm not real sure on how this is going to look. If it's going to be a monthly cost, say like $100 a month to access my software, which is some really robust marketing software that has AI built into it, or if I'm going to do like a one time fee. I'm not sure yet. But what I did determine was that I wasn't going to sit on that asset that we had worked on and had figured out that first year. Because if I do, then I wasted a lot of time, money, and things like that. And to be honest with you, it's part of the business that I still want to hold on to. And so I'll keep you guys updated on that. But the software is just sitting, man. I go in every now and then just to see, because we license the software from a development team to see any new things that are done with the software, new additions, new features. And then I go in and mess with our side because that's crazy because I pay a monthly fee that allows me to be able to access and get the rights to resell this software under my brand, first of all. I didn't have to do any of the development. I didn't have to hire no engineers, designers, any of that. This development team does all that, right? All I do is pay them a monthly fee, and it's a licensing fee. And with that license, I get unlimited use of this software. All right, and I can sell it under my brand. But another cool thing about this license is that I can build on top of the software, which I've done. All right. I can have other people create other software that side loads or interacts with this software. And I could take and turn this software into totally different software, but I didn't have to build it from the ground up. That's the power of accessing this development license. And this software is built on the Go High Level platform. It's a very popular platform out there for agencies and marketers and stuff like that. So I have this other asset in my possession, and I was looking at what we're doing, and I said, okay, because me and Vic have been talking about this, about pulling the software out and figuring out how to bundle it. And the cool thing about that, to be honest with you guys, the cool thing about that is that as a publishing company, all right, as a publishing company, we can get out here, and if I do it right, we can acquire enough customers in the next, say, the next 120 days, to where we could have a very healthy MRR, which is a monthly recurring revenue. All right, let's say, for instance, the software is 100 a month, and I go out and I find 100 customers. Okay, that's 10,000 a month in MRR. Okay, you guys follow what I'm saying? So we could do some really cool things with that software. Now, if I combine that software with my intellectual property, my guides, my training, my courses, and things like that, you could do some really, really, really good things. I have a guide called the Deal Makers Academy, which is a really, really cool guide because it shows you how to go in and make money off of two business models and niches and industries that's been out for years. And one of them you never heard people talk about a lot because it was always this underground business model. And that was called the finder business, where you made money off of connecting two different parties. All right. Or a party was looking for something and trying to secure something, and you were able to go locate it and then take them and link them together like that. And you can walk away with good fees. And the other one was in the procurement space. It was becoming a procurement specialist, and that's where you would go in and you would sit down with the company and you would identify their monthly spends. You know what they spent on a regular basis and what they spent it on, as far as raw materials, resources, and things like that. And then you would try to secure a agreement with that company to see if you could go out and to source what they were getting for a better price, or to try to get them something better for a better price or a cheaper price. And when you did that, then you would actually get your fee off of the monthly spend. Okay, so you would make so much for that. And with both of those business models, you don't have to get out and do any of these things that you have to do with internet marketing. And so we were building out those guides for the individuals, the men and women who didn't want to go out here and play the social media game and do this whole marketing game. This is a business they can run literally from home, from anywhere in the world. This was a business that pays high dividends, and then we had the software that we could actually position with that. So you have the Dealmaker AI software and the Dealmaker Academy. You put both of them together, and now you have a really cool offer that you could take out in the marketplace for people who want to be involved in this business. And so that's something that we're going to be probably looking at in 2026. Okay, but we'll see. All right, so those are some of the ideas, man. I just gave you guys a lot of information in that short video. Okay, so what I'm gonna be doing is I have a wall over here, and I have a blackboard that's probably about probably about 4 to 5 feet tall. Okay, I like to use it as a mind map. All right, I secured some software. Let me show you guys this. All right, and I haven't even used this software yet. I just went in and played with it some, and yeah, I went in and played with it some and set up an account with it, and I haven't even really used it much. All right. I did sign up for it. Okay. And I'm going to show you what it is. All right. And then, all right. All right. So let me change my viewpoint for you guys to be able to see me. All right. So let me got to get to the right thing here. All right. All right. So it's not that one there. Oh, here it is over here. All right. I was covering up. All right. So let me share my screen with you guys. All right. So I got turned. I've been seeing this for like the last year or something, guys. But it's some software called Miro, right? And it allows for you to be able to go in and you can create mind maps and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna kind of show you one here. All right, and it's just gonna be it's not gonna be perfect, it's just an idea. All right, all right. So you see that that's what you call a mind map. So this is one that they have. Yeah, and so you can go in and you can create this mind map, and you can go in there and edit and things like that. And what it does is it shows your process flow, your workflow. Okay. Now, I like to use these to be able to flesh ideas out. And that's one of the reasons I signed up for Miro, and I'm going to be using it because anything that I have in my brain, I could take it out my brain and drop it into a mind map. It could be projects, it could be guides, it could be processes, it could be workflows. Okay. But then with this software, you can do some real cool things because you can go back in and you can export out to PDFs. You could do it as slide presentations, different things like that. And so one of the things that I'm looking to do is that I'm going to take what I'm getting ready to build out with my funnels and my workflows and stuff, and we're going to drop them. We're going to put it into Miro, right? But then I'm also going to put it up here on the wall, so we'll be able to see it on that chalkboard. So whenever I come in here on a daily basis, I can look at the chalkboard and I have a visual of what we're working on and what we're doing. And right now, I think that's going to be my marketing funnel. That's going to be my advertisement and all that. So I'm just going to plot all that out on here so I can look at it. And then I'm going to use the Miro software just to work on all the projects and organize all the different projects. Like, hold on a minute, guys. Well, my science is kicking my butt. But one of the things that I'm working on is getting everything organized, getting all my processes organized and put in place, right? So I think personally that this is a good opportunity and a good place for me to be able to do all that on. Because I have some other software that I use called Notion, right? And I'm gonna take you guys because I said I'm gonna do this more this year, man. I'm not just gonna say things to you guys. I'm gonna take you over and I'm gonna try to show you. And you guys know, but this Notion is like an all-in-one software suite, man. That you can go and do a lot of cool things with it. And as an entrepreneur and as a creative, it's a very powerful piece of software that allows for you to be able to manage your day, projects. It has a calendar feature built into it. And I'm going to kind of just share my screen with so you guys can see it. You can just go in and do some. So if you look here, you can do everything from docs, knowledge-based projects, sites. You do a lot with it. It has a calendar, has Notion Mail built into it. And they have their own version of AI. And when I say millions and millions of businesses, Fortune 100 companies, like even like OpenAI uses this, Figma uses this, Cursor uses this, NVIDIA, which is the large chip maker, Volvo, Perplexity, AI, all of them use Notion, okay? And so it's just really, really cool. So this year, I'm gonna get back in and start using Notion again. I did it for about a year, got away from it, went back to Apple Notes and things like that. But I'm gonna go back to Notion to manage a lot of what I do with my business. And Notion integrates and interacts with the other software that I was showing you, the mind map software. All right. So if you get a chance, guys, go over and check out Notion. You can sign up for free, and you guys can see all the hoopla around that very powerful piece of software there. So give me a minute. All right. So plotting out the main funnel, the marketing, the paid advertisement, the ads on the blackboard, using the other software that I showed you to do the using the other software I showed you guys, Miro, to do the process flow. So all that will be done on there and worked out on there. The organization of my business, everything's going to be done on there. So I'm going to be working on that. Then we talked about with this first offer that I'm very heavily leaning towards offering the printed versions of the 3 guides along with the digital version. And that's going to allow me to be able to take the price up. And I'm looking at a price point right now about $149 on the package. Now, another cool thing about that is that as long as I run the offer through Stripe and have Stripe as my software of choice to process my checkout pages, then Stripe allows for me to be able to offer my customers the ability to break that $149 down into payments, which is a really, really good selling point when you're out there closing. Because even though to an entrepreneur, to a business on $149, it's not nothing, man. It's not a lot of money. But with times being hard right now and people struggling, a lot that $149 could be a major decision for people right now. So I do want to give them that option. But I want to start processing like that and using those integrations like them third party buy here, pay now services, because a lot of times a person can go in and break the payments of something that I'm selling down to 4 equal payments and don't pay no interest on it. All right. And if they do decide to stretch it out, the interest is very low. But I have higher end packages that I want to do. Like one of the things, I don't talk about this a lot, but I have a portfolio of products that I have control of that I paid to have resale rights to. And one of the flagships is a $1,000 product that includes 4 courses and a community. All right. And that's going to be one of the things that we're going to be marketing in 2026, but you won't hear me talking about it. You won't hear me talking about it because I don't want to put out 2 different things like that. So with this particular product, we're going to be very quiet on. So we're going to be just running paid ads to it. I'm not going to talk about it on social media or anything like that too much. You know, when you if you know, you know. But we're going to be running campaigns on that also too, because that's a big money maker. That's $1,000 product. Every time I sell one, I make about $980 and some change, and then it's a little small portion of it that goes to process and everything. But we already got funnels on that in a sense, and I'm gonna show you guys. You know this one when you see this landing page. Actually, this one was so good that we're actually building our other funnels around the same page design. Okay, so that's kind of going to be like the flagship page design for my guides, and that's what I'm thinking of. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys this particular funnel right here. All right, so right now you could access this product and this funnel through learndigitaltoday.com. Okay, but this particular opt-in page has worked good for me in the past. And so what I'm doing is I'm building out other versions of this page to have like a different headline, different sub headline. The information and the offer in the box would be different, but the pitch would be the same. The structure of the page, the color, everything's going to be the same, but it's just going to be different text, different copy on here. All right, like when we start promoting the social commerce playbook, we won't be promoting this product with this community, so this is going to change here. But when you look at it, if you glance at it, it's going to look the same. It's going to look the same as that because this particular design has worked good for me. And since I am a publishing company, this is going to be my signature opt-in page design for all of my marketing for my publishing company when I pull one of my guides out. Okay. But now this is the same funnel that I'm using and the same design that I'm using for the $1,000 product also too. So when people see this marketing out in the marketplace, they're going to be so trained to just see this, they won't even know that it's a different product. All right, and hence the stealth marketing, not making a lot of noise about marketing this particular product, this $1,000 product. So in a nutshell, when we start rolling out with marketing the social commerce playbook, all right, when we start that whole thing and we got that out, all right, you're not even gonna. A lot of people are not even gonna know that we're marketing 2 different products at one time, $1,000 product and then $150 product, because the pages are gonna look similar. Okay, all right. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm excited because as a publisher, man, as a publisher, I'm in a good position right now, because I have so much product on the back end already made. I have so many things that we can make products on that's not the problem. Now we just got to figure out paid traffic, paid advertisements. Because with paid traffic and paid advertisement, we don't have to worry about creating as much content. We don't have to attract anybody. We don't have to do any of that. We can run our advertisement to cold traffic, okay, and then turn it into warm traffic real quick. And we can do that just by throwing some money at it. And that's kind of where I want to operate and what I want to do, man. So that's what we fist to go hard on right now, and get going with that. Okay. I think that's about it, man. You guys know I have the e-commerce side where, again, it's something that I talk about out there with my product reviews. Working on getting that dialed in. And see, in a sense, if you think about my old brand, Trade Hippo LLC, that's kind of what I'm doing over there. I used to buy and sell vintage clothing, got out of that, and got into this business model that we call social commerce now. And what we're doing over there with the TikTok Shop affiliate program. Now, that pillar, that business over there, is going to take me a minute to get that figured out, right? So my whole idea with that is just be very consistent on constantly ordering in products, new samples and new products for me to review on a regular basis that are around gadgets, software, different things that I would use as a creator, as a home-based entrepreneur. And then I'm also going to be covering things that I would use like in my leisure, like I got the e-bike, got a scooter. You guys follow what I'm saying? Running shoes when I work out, things that I use when I go camping to have this reset time. So anything that I use around my lifestyle is the things that we are going to be reviewing and promoting over there at Trade Hippo. Okay, and I'm gonna keep you guys updated on that business also too. So you have the publishing business and the media business, and then you have the e-commerce business. All right, and they go hand in hand. So yeah, I'm excited about that, and I'll keep you guys updated on that as well. All right, so hopefully you guys got something from that, man. I just wanted to kind of get some things out the brain, talk to you guys about some things, and just build out with you some things for you guys to just see the behind the scenes of where I'm at, what I'm thinking. Yeah. All right, and that's how this vlog gonna be, man. It's gonna be a raw behind the scenes account where if you're a person that watches this blog, you're gonna be able to be privy to seeing a lot of things, all right, and hearing about a lot of things that I'm doing behind the scenes as an entrepreneur. Okay, I'll catch you guys on the next video. God bless.